As the war with Ukraine rages, WNBA superstar Brittney Griner remains in Russian custody several weeks after she was arrested on drug charges.
Yeah, but there are many unanswered questions regarding the incident and her whereabouts.
For more on this, let's now bring in Ben Pickman. He's a writer and editor for Sports Illustrated. Ben, good to have you with us. So first, bring us up to speed on the incident. What was it that happened, and what do we know about where Brittney is and how she's doing?
So we know that in late January, Brittney Griner last played for this Russian club, UMMKC Ekaterinburg. And we know that in mid-February, February 17th, she was detained traveling back to Russia on what the Federal Customs Services, they saw hashish oil and have subsequently booked her on narcotics charges. That's kind of what is kind of being alleged against Brittney Griner. And in the subsequent few weeks, we've seen this video, as you're showing on screen, and a subsequent mugshot photo that has been released of Brittney Griner in kind of Russian custody. But that's about all we know publicly on the matter, and that's all that's been released on the subject as well.
And what challenges lie ahead in order to actually get her back, in order to bring Griner home safely?
I mean, I think it's a big challenge, right? And the question is if this is going to take a more legal route or a more diplomatic route, a more political route. And that's something we don't exactly know at this juncture, right? There's certainly, I think, 5 to 10 years. It depends on how much oil the Russian criminal services, criminal justice system actually finds, determines the length of a possible sentence from a legal perspective. And then, of course, as you all know, involving the backdrop with Ukraine and Russia and the war that's ongoing and how the U.S. is involved, there's this potential political situation that maybe involves a negotiation of some sort. That's something we really don't know, and that timeline also feels extended. Right now, at this juncture, there's just a lot of questions about Brittney Griner and very few answers, at least publicly, that we're getting.
Ben, Brittney Griner is certainly not the first American athlete to compete in Russia. What is it that attracts athletes to join leagues in that country?
And one of the central reasons is simply financial, right? It is simply money, that you're potentially making 3 to 4 times more playing in Russia than you are the WNBA, right? This is a team, this same club that Brittney Griner is playing for, that in 2015 actually paid Griner's star Phoenix Mercury teammate Diana Taurasi not to play for the Mercury that season, right? And just sit out so she could play for her Russian club. We're talking, magnitudes of 3 or 4 times more money playing in Russia or Ukraine or Israel, France, Spain, some of the countries that other top WNBA players play for, to go overseas and basically do that in their off seasons, what we consider the off season. But in actuality, that's really where you're making the meat of your financial money in terms of salary. Of course, there are on-court endorsements and, there's brand building, so to speak, that happens in the WNBA. But the financial incentives from a salary perspective overseas, that's a huge draw for a ton of players.
Really important conversation and something we will continue to stay on until we know more. Ben, thank you so much.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.